The nation and the world getting a jarring lesson today in what happens when a reality TV star who regularly blows off his intelligence briefings claims to know more than anybody on just about everything and prizes loyalty over competence and experience is tasked with managing the hour-to-hour fallout of a fast-moving crisis in the Middle East. It has been a whirlwind 24 hours since we last met. First, Donald Trump announced a ceasefire, but neither Israel nor Iran sent out corroborating announcements, at least initially. Donald Trump told NBC News that the ceasefire would, quote, go forever, end quote. This morning, hours later, that ceasefire looked incredibly shaky. Israeli officials said Iran had fired a round of missiles after the ceasefire took effect and that they retaliated by striking a radar system near Tehran. To that, Donald Trump resorted to more diplomacy via his social media site. He posted, Israel, do not drop those bombs. If you do, it is a major violation. Bring your pilots home now. 30 minutes later, he posted this, quote, Israel is not going to attack Iran. All planes will turn around and head home while doing a friendly plane wave to Iran, whatever a plane wave is.
Yeah.
And the great irony about all of this is Donald still expects us all to believe what he's saying about the
Yes.
the attacks on Iran. Right. Just trust me, what I say is absolutely true. We totally obliterated those nuclear sites. Everything was fine, mission accomplished. And again, believe me, and no one should believe anything he says about anything.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to military triumphalism in the Middle East.
There was no ceasefire either, Bob. Stop reporting that.
No.
It's in his feeble brain. Nobody agreed to a ceasefire, and it lasted, I believe,
Our friend Hal Sparks was yelling about that on social media yesterday, and I absolutely agree with him. There was no ceasefire. It was just Donald Trump in an all-caps blurt on Truth Central in the middle of the night, saying, yes, there's a ceasefire, it begins now. Because what he can do is take something like this and expand it. It's the give him an inch, he takes a mile phenomenon, where he takes something like this, expands it into this thing that it's not. You know, I did this one thing, and now it's all of these other things.
Yeah.
It just grows from there, and the lie gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah. And now he's hiding behind the military. He's making it about the B-2 pilots. So this way, if it turns out and it's verified that these nuclear sites weren't destroyed and Iran still has these stockpiles of uranium, well, it's the pilots' fault. They didn't do their job. The suckers and losers failed.
Yeah.
They failed me. They failed America. That's the subtext of what he's saying now.
Bob, I mean, if the polling is accurate, America's not buying it this time. Even his base is not buying it. You know, this was wildly unpopular, this whole thing. I mean, it is cartoonishly bad. I love Toby's tweet. I've declared a ceasefire between the Roadrunner and Coyote. The desert is now saved. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Coyote, do not drop those Acme bombs or deploy those Acme rockets. If you do, it's a major violation. I mean, that's how stupid this is, right? He thinks he could destroy Iran with a movable hole in a mountain. I mean,
what I've been trying to do is steer the whole thing back to why we're here in the first place. Why Saturday night needed to happen. Operation, what is it? Operation Hammerhead?
Midnight Hammer. Operation Midnight Hammer. Or someone said hammered at midnight. Pete Hegseth ordered it.
Yeah. Well, there wouldn't have been a midnight hammer if Donald hadn't pulled out of the JPCOA in May of 2018. Right. And I would be clear about this. It was a brick wall. Sue in Rockville was talking about this a second ago.
Yeah.
After the JPCOA was signed, the Iran deal was signed, Iran stopped doing it. IAEA inspectors were on the ground in Iran. That's something that can't happen anymore because, stupidly, Donald withdrew from that agreement and Iran started enriching uranium once again. This is all about, if they have a nuclear weapon, if they have warheads, it's because of Donald. And making matters worse, because of this attack, now other nations may be supplying Iran with nuclear warheads.
Thank you. And our credibility is okay. I know. I can't even. Every time you think of something new, why this is even a bigger disaster, and I don't even know what it costs. But anyway, you said the DIA assessment: the U.S. military strikes on 3 of Iran's nuclear facilities last week and did not destroy the core components of the country's nuclear program, and only likely set it back by months. And the other thing is, we keep saying they will likely accelerate it now. They could have a bomb now in in 3 months that they wouldn't have had he not done this, right?
Yes, because they see the great Satan, the United States, is now put military attack on the table, military options on the table. We've executed this plan, which obviously is motivation to do their worst. And so now they're either attaining warheads from other people, or they're just continuing their enrichment program to have their own ready-made warheads themselves, and making this entire business from Saturday night completely irrelevant, other than exacerbating the problem, which Donald always does. He always makes things worse.
Yes.
This is COVID all over again. This is January 6th all over again. Yeah. This is the ongoing Donald Trump inadequacy. Donald Trump is so far out of his depth with any of this. Doesn't understand. Thinks that, you know, all these previous presidents and diplomats from the United States and other nations working hard to delicately manage what's going on in the Middle East, to try to find some sort of peaceful solution to the strife there. And Donald thinks he can just troth all night long, scream like Veruca Salt into the atmosphere. I want this, give me this, and then suddenly everyone's going to do what he wants.
Oh my God.
Absolutely absurd. I don't know why anyone would give him even the scotch of credit for this.
And someone, we were saying they should call it Operation Stormy Daniels. They should, Operation Midnight Mushroom. That's what we should call it.
Right.
Think, is it in?
God.
And by the way, you tweeted about his, or Blue Sky, excuse me, about his Obama derangement syndrome, Bob. That's all this is. You said, sure, Donald really wants a Nobel Prize he'll never get, but he's almost as desperate to get the coveted post-9/11 first Gulf War polling bounce. He didn't get it, hence all the yelling. That's what I was saying, is that's what he's thinking. I'm the war president, I'm going to get this huge bounce. And it's not working this time. We've already been through the disaster of the Iraq War. Right?
Oh, yeah. It's absolutely about Donald's popularity and how he perceives his popularity, his desperate need to, and he was watching his poll numbers go down on every single issue, including immigration, which was the last kind of holdout that was floating right at the surface, but now that's underwater too. Yeah. So naturally, he's going to try something else. And it worked for George W. Bush after 9/11. It worked for George H.W. Bush after the first Gulf War. He thought he could do the same, but we've gone past that. America right now, we're done with this interventionism overseas, and we're certainly done with Donald Trump just indiscriminately knee-jerking us into something else, some other horrendous predicament. So naturally, he didn't get the polling bump that he was expecting. He didn't get any polling bump. It actually went down.
You know, Bob, to your point, who did we just talk? Oh, Steve Marmel said this too. You retweeted Jeff Tiedrich, who said, for sake, people stop telling me something's a distraction from something else. We can all keep more than one thing in our head at a time. Now shut them up. And you said the better term is changing the narrative or story. It's an actual thing in politics. On the other hand, the word distraction suggests the most recent story is frivolous and unimportant compared to the previous story. Jeff is right. We're capable of focusing on everything. We have to. No choice. That's what Steve Marmel said. He said, or it could be he just is doing a series of disastrous things. You don't know anymore if something's distracting from something. He is just a mentally ill old man that apparently that is just in his narcissistic, frenzies most of the time, right?
Oh, yeah. And of course, we can handle all of these things. I mean, I think we have the capability. There are enough of us with enough time, the 24-hour news cycle, the constant presence of social media, millions of us commenting on all these things. We can keep track. What's going to happen is, right now we're focused on Iran and Israel. We'll go back to something else. We'll go back to the budget bill. That's reemerging now that the parliamentarian has made some great decisions in the Senate.
Yes.
Stripping some of the worst aspects of this bill out of it, at least some of the, the land grabs and so on. And so we can walk and chew gum at the same time. Plus, this distraction thing, as I was saying, it diminishes the importance of whatever the newest thing happens to be.
Yeah.
So if it's sending the military into Los Angeles, that's important, especially when it comes to fascist authoritarianism.
Thank you.
And so we have to. And also in terms of fascist authoritarianism, the nature of authoritarians is to flood the zone and do all the things. So we have to figure out a way to focus on all of it and not diminish whatever the latest thing is,
and by the
just
way,
because we think Donald is playing some sort of game with it.
Yeah, and they'll lie about all of it. I mean, Mike Johnson saying, "Oh no, we're going to protect Medicaid. We're not going to destroy." I mean, people are not buying the lies. This, big ugly bill is just as unpopular as bombing Iran, as this mass deportation. The way this is playing out. I mean, by the way, where were you? Oh, yeah, you quoted Mike Johnson said the president secured a ceasefire between Israel and Iran, and despite the temporary disruption this morning, and Aaron Rupar said it's a ceasefire except for all the firing. I mean, and again, media, for God's sakes. Corey said, I can only imagine the narrative around age, fecklessness, and America's global standing if Joe Biden had announced a total and complete ceasefire between two countries that fell apart within hours. I mean, imagine any of this if Obama or Biden had done it, right?
Right. And we also see members of certainly the cable news pundit class trying to find some way to turn this into something positive.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe Scarborough, who, I've had personal conversations with Joe. I've had
me too.
Perfectly gregarious chats with him on occasion, but man, he can just stumble right into his own propeller like this, and was saying that, I mean, this seemed to be successful. Hillary Clinton would have done the same thing.
Oh, God. No,
Hillary Clinton wouldn't have done this because Hillary Clinton wouldn't have pulled out of the JPCOA and gotten into this.
By the way, Joe, the way you beat up on Hillary is a big reason why we're here. But let's not get me started on my Morning Joe thing. Yeah, and thank you. By the way, to your point, you retweeted Hal Sparks, who said the only people saying either Iran or Israel broke the ceasefire are people silly enough to believe Trump actually negotiated one. People, please, FFS. To you, Joe, and the rest of the mainstream media, stop. There is as I say, Bob, a 99.9% chance that what he says is not just a lie, a ridiculous lie, right? Totally obliterated the nuclear program forever. I mean, it's Trump. You can't.
He also said COVID was going to be done by Easter, and that the warm weather was just going to make it vanish into nothingness, and we wouldn't have a problem. 400,000 American deaths later. I mean, I'm talking about just in Donald Trump's last year in office. From March of 2020 to January of 2021, 400,000 Americans died. Donald Trump said it was going to be gone by Easter of 2020. I guess he was wrong. Why do we keep playing this game where he says something, we give him the benefit of the doubt, it turns out not to be true, and then back to zero again, and the next story comes up. Oh, well, give him the benefit of the doubt again. Stop giving Donald Trump the benefit of the doubt. He's done nothing to deserve it.
Thank you. I love one last one. Jay Newberger said maybe stop reporting everything that Holt types in his phone as God fact. Stop just because he says it or truths it or whatever, right? You don't. It's just context, people. We've got to. Yeah.
Well, it's the same with Alex Jones. For many, many years, I've been covering Alex Jones for the last 10 years on my show, and what he ends up doing is occasionally he'll throw in something that has the patina of truth in it.
Yeah.
So then all of the crazy conspiracy theories that surround that one little nugget of truth also become, well, that could also be true, I guess. I don't know. And so that's the game that Donald Trump plays, where every once in a while there'll be something that has the feel of something accurate, but then it's surrounded by thousands and thousands and thousands of lies and fabrications and horrendous behavior. And so that makes people think, well, maybe he's telling the truth this time. Gotta stop doing that. Please stop believing everything Donald Trump says. Assume that everything that comes out of his mouth is fabricated for his own aggrandizement, his own popularity. That's what he's entirely about. He wants to grift off the presidency, and he wants some sort of legacy that will rival Barack Obama's, and he's never, ever going to get it.
I think they're waking
up, especially
Bob.
if we do our jobs.
Yeah, I think they're waking up that it's never America first with him. It's always, always Trump first. That's all this has ever been about.
He thinks he's America. I mean, he think when he talks about America, he's actually talking about himself.
Did I hear Disneyland banned MAGA hats? Oh, I hope that's true.
I didn't.
Boy, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
Okay.
I hope so.
Finally, we just want to get your take on New York. Our friend Stephen Beschloss said, yes, New York may be New York, but a leftist candidate was never a sure thing. The win by Zoran Mondani says voters are done with the same tired old thing. I mean, certainly with Cuomo, I mean, pick some, it's not age. Again, it's not just that he's 33. First of all, no one ever gets to say anything about experience again. Donald Trump is president. Everyone in his cabinet is a Fox News drunk. I mean,
of course,
please, right?
Well, the thing with this is I hope it sends a signal to the establishment Democratic Party, which, I'm a Democrat. I support the Democratic Party, but I think they're on the wrong track right now. I think they're not realizing the status of the nation and the importance of changing the approach, where I think a lot of quarter is being given to Donald Trump and the people around Donald Trump that is completely unnecessary. So I think maybe this could shift the narrative a little bit, shift the strategy by the Democrats to a more fighting posture, a more wartime posture.
Doesn't matter age, fighters. Hey, are you traveling this summer? Will you leave instructions for your house sitter, the name and number of your vet maybe, the code to your alarm system? Think about the steps you take to prepare for vacation, and you'll get a sense of what goes into a knockbox. Just go to theknockbox.com, use the code Stephanie. Knockbox is a complete system that helps you organize all of your accounts, possessions, and estate plans for your next of kin. Each knockbox, that's Knockbox, comes with a comprehensive checklist that helps ensure you add everything they'll need to manage your estate when you are gone. From your funeral directives to your insurance policies, even the keys to your storage unit, the Knockbox helps you organize it all. If you've got a household, you need a Knockbox. Right now, Stephanie Miller listeners save 16% off the Knockbox of your choice. Just go to theknockbox.com/Stephanie. That's theknockbox.com/Stephanie to get 16% off. Stay calm, get organized today.